Hey everybody, what's going on? Rob Sesternino back here for the Survivor 41 Patron Q&A. Last week of the preseason, 1 week from tonight, we will be live with some Survivor Know-It-Alls after the episode coming up as we kick off season 41 and meet the monster. And we got a lot going on here in this episode of the podcast, but let me welcome in an amazing partner to talk about everything with season 41 today. The great Chatele Franceis is here. Chatele, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you for that warm introduction. I can't even believe that I'm here talking about Survivor. Like, as far as I've been involved with Rob's podcast, there's been no real Survivor US content. Yes. So it's pretty awesome because I know this is like pretty much the origin story is like your journey on Survivor brought you to this world that you've created for us. And so I really am excited to talk about this preseason, and I can't even believe that it's been like over a year and a half since we've had a season begin, and I'm here for it. I'm so excited. I love it.
Chatele, I'm so excited that you're here today, but I'm so happy to talk to you because that today is the day after, well, it's really the same 24-hour period of finishing the Survivor Top 40 countdown, and you helped me get it started on
wow, it's a full
first
circle.
Week of January. Yes, we've come full circle. It was you and me and Chappelle, and we talked about season the 40th season, season 39, the island of the idols, and a little bit of a funny production story that we were hey, when do we do Survivors? We do Survivor is on Wednesday night, baby. That's when we talk about Survivor and say that's when the Survivor countdown should be. And so I don't remember. Somebody had a thing. Was it you or Chappelle? Couldn't do Wednesday night.
Oh, it was probably me. It was probably me.
Maybe it was you. And you know what? So it ended up being a fortuitous thing because yes, Sam confirms. Yes. So you saved the countdown, Chatele, because I don't know if we would have been able to record on Wednesday, January 6th. It turned out to be a busy news day. We probably wouldn't have gotten together that night. The whole thing might have ultimately been scrambled if we had not recorded that Tuesday night, January 5th. So you ended up saving the countdown.
Saved the countdown. Oh my God, I feel so honored. Just my scheduling not being able to do Wednesdays, and it was probably because of the challenge, to be honest. And I just was like, I have a commitment to talking about the challenge on Wednesdays, but I'm really happy that it made everything work out perfectly. So in perfect timing, and I like being in flow. So that's awesome.
Yeah. All right. I'm realizing that we are this is a patron podcast, but we're live on RHAP YouTube. Maybe we'll keep it that way after the fact. Maybe we'll make it unlisted. We'll see. But if you this is a good free sample for people. This is what we're gonna do during the Survivor 41 season every week.
So is that what's gonna happen, like before the episode, or is it gonna be on another day?
Yeah. So I'm not sure. I don't think I'll do it on Wednesday. I don't think I'm going to do it on Wednesday. Sam, we're going to give out the link to the patron stuff though. Is that let me know what I need to do differently. So we're going to talk about our draft that's coming up for the patrons, and then I just want to make sure that I'm not going to give too much away here on a free preview. Okay.
Not too much.
Yeah, it was an accident, but a happy accident because I feel like that maybe we'll get some more calls. It should be lots of fun here as we get ready for season 41 here. Wow, a lot of people ready to go. All right, so we'll talk about some news items as well, and let me bring in Randy Newpol, who is the organizer of all sorts of draft shenanigans in Rob Has a Podcast. Here's top 5 human, Randy Newpol. Randy, how are you?
Hey, doing well. I'm very excited for upcoming Survivor.
Okay, good to know, Randy. Randy, what's been happening?
Oh, not a whole lot. Dealing with all these drafts, getting them taken care of. My birthday's this weekend, so that's good
Oh,
news. But
birthday.
before Survivor, yeah, we got a
Yeah,
lot going on.
a lot going on. So many September birthdays.
Yep.
Yeah. Uh Chantel, do we know anything about Randy's horoscope?
Virgo? Virgos are usually very analytical. They
Yes. Oh, they
usually
run the draft.
like getting things done, list, organization, sometimes OCD about getting
Yep.
things in order and being kind of a perfectionist would be kind of the top traits of a Virgo.
I have been
Mhm.
told by the great Jenny Autumn, stereotypical Virgo. I've
Okay.
been told that many times.
Okay. All right. So we are going to be talking about the Survivor 41 patron draft that we're going to be doing. It's a budget draft. Randy has set prices for
Mhm.
all of the players based on interest in other leagues, correct?
Yep. I did 32 other drafts that were open to people on Twitter to sign up for. Those are all completed. So I took the kind of the order of who was most drafted and who was least drafted and assigned the prices based on that.
Okay. And so we are going to give the patrons an opportunity to play in our draft, and then they will submit a Google form,
Hmm.
which is going to be sent to the patrons that I have been told at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. They
That's
will
my
get a link
understanding. Yep.
to sign up and play in the budget draft. So, Randy, what should we look at at the prices?
Yeah, I think we can talk through some of them, see if there's any surprises or any
Yeah.
big standouts. And you
Okay.
will have until like right before the premiere starts on the East Coast to fill this out for all the patrons. So you'll have about a
Mhm.
week to fill it out.
Yeah. Okay. And Sam, there's some questions for you in the YouTube chat. If we can get people like if it's possible to get people the links to be able to for the patrons in the YouTube chat. I did email that for the patrons. I
Hmm.
emailed everybody the link to watch the video on YouTube, especially with it being Big Brother feeds down. We got a lot of people around today for Survivor Q&A. All right. So, Randy, how much money do people have to do their budget draft?
So everyone will have 10 fictitious dollars to spend on up to 4 players. So you can have up to 4, or you can have less than that. You just can't go over 4. You can't repeat anyone, so you can't pick someone twice. But you will
Mhm.
have up to $10 to spend on up to 4 players.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Chatele, you ready?
Yes.
All right. So let's take a look. Here's our Survivor patron draft. Okay. We have 5 price tiers: $5,
Hmm.
$4, $3, $2, and $1 based on interest. Chantel, would you rather hear about the $5 people first or the $1 person?
Let's build our way up. You know, I
Okay.
want to end up with the good stuff. You know, the $5 players.
Chantel, if you were playing Survivor and you found out that you were a $1 person, would you be devastated?
Well, I would think that whatever was shared in my pre-interviews and stuff like that
Yep,
didn't really represent me as a player as well as I'd like
Mhm.
exactly. That's my thought too. You got to, if you're $1 and you don't think you should have filled out a better bio.
it.
Yes. Okay. All right. So let me take a look here. All right. So our $1 players here. Who do we
Hmm.
have, Randy?
We have Brad, Eric, Jeannie, and Heather. And I think Jeannie and Heather were flat out tied in last.
Last.
Yeah,
Okay.
they were directly in last. They were the bottom two. I think people are just looking at the draft, at the tribe breakdowns that came out, and
Hmm.
really see some of these people as they're out of those 6, they're probably going to be the first one gone.
Correct
So
me if I'm wrong. Are these the oldest players in the season?
I think so. I think they probably are the top 4.
I don't know about
Uh,
Eric. I don't know how old Eric is.
Yeah, but I think compared to the rest of the cast, I think these might be the 4
I'm not
oldest.
sure if Tiffany might be older
True.
than Eric.
She would be the only one that would be in question for me out of who's left.
Mhm. So, Chantel, what do you think that the oldest survivors are are the cheapest survivors?
I mean, it obviously it makes sense. We know you're going to be doing things that are very competitive. If majority of the cast is going to be younger than them, they might be able to click and bond in ways culturally that they would be not be able to. So I can see them maybe being on the outskirts of their tribe. I just looked it up, and Eric is 51. So Eric's 51.
And getting it done.
Brad's 50.
Looks like Jeannie is 46, while Tiffany's 47. So that's the only one that's not that. But yeah, the rest of them are the bottom, or the oldest.
Okay.
So I get it. For just if you're looking at competitively whether or not they're going to be able to do a good job. And yeah, I guess their bios didn't really sell them on them being a really good player. They might be likable people, maybe, but I don't know if they think that they're going to be the most winningest players.
I also think these small tribes really hurt the older players.
Yeah.
Where you only have 6 players, like you can't lose the strength early. So I think it really hurts them. It puts them a much bigger target on them.
Randy, do you think I would be putting my thumb on the scale too much to talk about who I think would be the values here?
That's up to you. I see some values throughout, but not so much in the $1 one. I don't see. I have one person that I picked one. I've filled mine out just so I'm not affected by other people's opinions on it. I've filled mine out, but I had a $1 person in there.
Okay, Sam Moore says don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay.
I think that there are 2 out of the 4 people I think that I would consider putting one of my dollars on.
I look forward to seeing your submission.
Okay. All right. Who are our $2 I was gonna come up with a name for the $2 Tiffany's.
$2 Tiffany's. We have we have Tiffany herself along with David, Nasir, and Xander.
Okay. Chatele, anybody jump out to you here that you're surprised to see here in the $2 tier?
Maybe Nasir kind of seemed a little bit personable, and he looks like he wants to be playing the game. I obviously haven't seen that much about all these players yet, but first impression wise, it just seems that he will be someone that tries to get along, tries to fit in, tries to do well, tries to play. I'm sure that he'll be taking care of food. Like I do feel like he's going to be very active. And so unless that becomes annoying, depending on who he's on a tribe with, I think that he could be valued at a little bit higher.
Yeah. I also think a guy like Xander doesn't normally go early. They don't normally win, but they're there a while. So he's one that he might be in the game for a while, so he'll maybe rack up some points along the way.
Okay. All right, let's meet our $3 people. 4 people in the $3 tier. It's Danny, Liana, Chatele, and Sydney. Chatele, what do you think about your namesake here?
I've been thinking about my namesake, and the fact that what does she call herself? A mafia pastor. I'm like, that's pretty badass. I kind of a little bit jealous because like she's another Chatele from Toronto. But I wish that she was a little bit higher. But no, I think that she's actually fairly priced here. I don't know if she's going to do that well physically. I'm not sure if she'll be able to connect as well as she wants. Being, a pastor, she might not have the same views as some people in her tribe. And so I think she's fairly priced. I think she's right in the middle. I don't know if she's going to win the game, but I don't think she's going to be out first.
Okay. And we have Sydney, who is a big personality, Danny, the former footballer, and Liana. So it's very fun that we have our podcasters all in the $3 tier. Okay.
We're good buys. We're good buys.
Yeah. All right. The $4 tier. Okay. We have Erica, Evie, and Sarah. Now, Erica, that's the other Toronto native.
True. I mean, I feel like she might be a little bit high for me. I think she mentioned that she's quite small. And so with her being very teeny tiny, I just don't know if people are going to be able to value her strengths in some of these challenges. And so I can see her just physically not being able to do things, even if she has a lot of like gusto and like energy around it. So I think she might be ranked a little like rated a little bit high here. And I think Evie might be a little bit low in my opinion.
No, it's $4.
She's all over the place. She's like she's the only person that I've seen like 10 interviews about. And like, I feel like, they wouldn't be showing this much of her if she was going to be a bad player. So, and she's comparing herself to, not comparing, but like mentioning Cochrane and stuff like that. And just, I feel as though she's going to do well in this game, or else they wouldn't be showing this much of her. So I think that she could probably be a good buy then at $4 because I think she's going to do pretty well.
Yeah. I'm surprised to see Sarah here in the $4 tier. I feel like that she was and again, like one of the reasons that I was thought that there was some appeal here is I thought she was a little bit more under the radar, Randy.
Yeah, I think people really liked her interview. I think they liked what she said in her questions with Mike. I know I had a good impression of her when in her interview with answering Mike's questions. So I think people just see her as that sneaky, kind of secretive, kind of low key person that will play quiet at the beginning and then be left at the end.
Okay, then the big dogs. $5 for Deshaun, Jairus/JD, and Ricard.
I mean, I feel like Jairus is a bit young. I mean, I love the fact that he's never had life without Survivor. I think that's just like wild to me because like I was actually an adult when it came on the air for the first time. And so the fact that he's only had life with Survivor, I think that's kind of interesting, and that he still wants to go on and play. But I just think he might be too young to be able to do all the social manipulating that could happen. He will stick around a while, I think, and maybe he'll rack up some points for the fact that he's probably quite athletic. But I don't know if he has enough life experience to be able to maneuver this game to at the end, like with all these people that are older than him that just know more just from being around for longer. So I think he might be priced a little bit high, but he could get some points for, I'm not sure what their point value, other points, things that you can rack up, but I'm sure there's like on the winning tribe for immunity or whatever, something like that. So he probably racking some points. I really like Ricard. I do worry just because if I'm not mistaken, he's partially deaf. Yes. So with that, just hopefully he still has like a lot of spatial awareness and is able to still communicate with people around him, or that he's able to be very inclusive. But I do think personality wise, I think that he's a really great pick. I do think he's going to be physically very good. I'm just worried that if he's not able to fully engage with his tribe just because of that barrier.
Okay.
Similar to what you said with Evie, I feel like I've seen Ricard in a lot of the previews as well.
Yes.
So he seems to show up a lot.
Yeah. All right. 5:30 has come and gone. So hopefully patrons now check your email.
There it is.
Be having a link to sign up for the patron budget draft, and then we'll be bringing you updates as the season goes along. Randy, anything else you want to let people know?
Nope. Just if you have any questions, I'm sure it'll be on the Patreon group. There'll be a post there, so you can post questions there, and I'll respond to them as questions come up.
Okay. All right, Randy, thanks for putting this all together for us.
No problem. Have a good one.
Okay. All right. Great. All right. Let's get to some of our calls here today. All right, Randy, thank you again. All right. All right, let's say hello to Ben. Okay. All right, here we go. Ben, how are you?
You're
muted.
Hold
on, Ben. You're on mute. Hold on, Ben. You're on mute, Ben. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Guys, sorry about that.
Yeah.
I guess I just wanted to ask a couple or questions or observations about advantages as a topic, I guess. I was up in the middle of the night a couple nights ago and started like just scrolling through the wiki and was like had a couple like observations that sort of gelled together as to, and I know everyone, one of the number one complaints is about advantages and too many advantages. And I think what I had sort of like observed from like looking back at the sort of late 30s seasons is that they've sort of like reworked or developed the methods in which you get advantages, and how you use them. And I think in a lot of ways it's provided a lot of entertaining scenes and stuff like that. I think looking at season 40, like the three things that stood out to me the most are the extortion advantage, which was fantastic. Adam's podium idol, which not really an advantage, but it was possibly
a real thing.
My favorite moment of all Survivor. The other one was the log challenge on Extinction with and showing, especially Ethan going through that. I think those may be some of the highlights of the whole season for a lot of people, and they're all sort of directly tied into some sort of advantage, fire token or the other ones. And so I think looking at 39 and 40 specifically, those three things I mentioned, going back to 39, looking at the Nora's advantage, trying to get the advantage by convincing everyone to let her be the caller. Lauren and Tommy having to convince people to sit out of the challenge to get the bacon and pancakes. And the other one is the from both 39 and 40, the sneaking into the camp that Vince and then Sarah had to do. And they're really fun scenes, and they're not like directly related to strategy or but they sort of open up these social moments, social strategy moments, and ways to showcase the personalities instead of just being an idol hunt, looking through the. And so I guess I just wanted to are those, am I looking at the right things? Are those things that we're going to see more of? And less of the sort of, I guess what I was comparing them to is the Ghost Island.
Which is
just, was so promising, but in execution was kind of boring.
Yeah. I mean, I think that the short answer is I think we don't know. That Jeff has said in his preseason press that there will be abilities to get advantages, but you're going to have to risk something. It's like the high roller room.
No.
You have to risk something.
I understand why they want to put in these kind of twists or these new advantages. I call them trinkets and doodads. Is because they want to have these moments where they get to show people's personality and have these scenes where people are climbing into the camp and stealing stuff or whatever. One thing I don't love about them is that it could ruin these people's games, and so sometimes I'm just like, oh, don't throw that in there. They're in such a good position, and now they have to risk ruining their game for for them. It might be a little reward, it might be cool for the audience person, but as a person that likes to play these type of games, I'm like, just keep them out, please. Leave it just be a clean game, just social strategy and no silly twists.
I guess my observation on that is that they have had these things where it seems to be there's a risk in going to other people's camp, getting detected, or but they never actually get caught. There's never actually any actual, there may be risking it something, but there's never any downside. And I've actually sort of been rooting for at some point someone to get their spot blown up. Actually just see some consequences for these. And I guess, and again, in my going back to the wiki, the ones that really don't pop at all are the ones that are just games of chance, flipping a coin, and sort of just things are totally out of their control.
Coin to get an advantage, or when your advantage is a literal coin?
Both. I think both are a little bit disappointing.
Yeah, the 50-50 coin, let's retire that one.
What was better, the 50-50 coin or the coin of destiny, Chantal?
They're both really bad. Maybe the coin of destiny, because there's potential for it to have done something really interesting.
Destiny.
No, but not I think coin of destiny over the 50-50 coin, because it's just there's no excitement. If it just plops on the wrong side, you're like, okay, well that sucks. Okay, not exciting.
And so, as I was making my notes at 3 a.m. when I couldn't sleep.
Did you ever get back to sleep, Ben?
I did. Well, so I had a couple days ago I stepped on a wasp and got stung multiple times in my foot, and it sort of ballooned up into a balloon animal shape. So I was just up in the middle of the night, just trying not to itch it. So I did get back to sleep, and my foot is now
harrowing.
It was it also showed me why I probably shouldn't go on Survivor.
Yeah, wear
Well,
shoes at all times.
Yeah.
One thing I do like about all these, in the past when they used to do Find the Idol is when they got those clues. Like, I do like that when they're like, they do have to work for it a little bit, where it's like, okay, like when the sun sets and you see the tree branch looking like an arm, like swim there. Like, I want to see them put together these clues, and in order for them to get there.
Go wrong, though, where Ty had to get the stick and then push up the thing and get the key. Those were fun and interesting.
I like that.
Sort of work for it.
Yes.
Yeah. Even in Heroes versus Villains that I watched this week, just the way that the clues, I know that they sort of like have moved off of that, but it was very fun. Of like, the clue is in the coffee, the clue is in that was pretty fun. But as far as the advantages go, like I kind of feel like that the stuff that we're talking about from season 39 and 40 was pretty fun. Like, I feel like that at the time, like maybe the advantages themselves we didn't like, but I think that we liked all of the missions.
Right. I think the variety of all the different little trinkets or whatever, all having all different powers, I think that is a little bit tiresome, but the actual challenges, if you will, the steps to get them are interesting. If they like make them act a certain way, if they make them, if it affects the social game in some way, again, like the split idols also do that. If it has some other effect other than just hiding an idol for 30 days and then whipping it out at the final 5, I think that's is just more boring.
Yeah, Chatele, it's a little bit of like a international Big Brother of like, all right, convince everybody in the house that there's a fire, and then you'll win a party for the whole house.
I mean, I'm not against that when there's like a party at the end of it. Maybe not if there's like an individual immunity. Like, I don't think that people would be that happy. They'd be like,
or maybe they get like a barbecue for the tribe.
Yeah, I'm down with that. That's fun. That's fun. Make them do silly things in order for them to get a group reward.
Yeah,
I'm into it.
Okay. All right. Ben, what about an advantage that's surrounded by a bunch of wasps on the ground?
Oh, no. I'm out.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Ben, well, I hope your foot's feeling better.
Thank you. And I've been, congratulations on finishing the top 40. I think last week during Kagayan, you were mentioning how you were watching with your son, and he then said, "Can we watch all seasons?"
Yes.
Perfect timing.
Yes. Yeah. We did watch Heroes versus Villains together, and he was very upset when Tyson got voted out.
Oh no.
Really, really bummed him out. He loves Tyson.
Yeah.
Of course.
Hates Russell. He was not a Russell fan.
Sorry, who is?
All right, Ben, take care.
Thanks so much.
Okay. All right. Hey, everybody. Jason Reed is here. Let's say hi to Jason Reed. Jason, how are you?
Hello.
Good. What's going on, guys?
And thank you for your contributions to the top 40 countdown.
Oh, no problem. Had a blast doing it.
Yes. Okay. Jason, what's happening?
I was just wondering about some of the newer
the fantasy football league.
I'd rather not talk about the fantasy football league and my performance last week against Jenny Autumn, where I trash talked her and then she beat me the day later.
Oh no.
Yes. Okay.
And Sam backstage, we're coming for you this week. By the way.
Okay. You got a bye week.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had a question about the Survivor. We give you nothing at the beginning of the game. Like how? Right. Like what is that going to look like? I'm assuming that they'll get stuff at like immunity challenges. Like first place gets a bag of rice, second place gets a small container of rice, third place gets a Ziploc bag of rice. Like what? They're not going to surely let people starve. So what's the mechanic going to be?
It's a good question. Like I do like that idea of like win challenges to eat, like will give you food, because I really think that, and going back to you and I and Chappelle, we talked about in David versus Goliath, Angelina and negotiating for the rice, and it happened in Ghost Island too. But if they're gonna give you more rice, like just eat all the rice.
Yeah.
To me, I kind of feel like that, Chatele, the rice part of the game was broken.
No, absolutely, because like they're not going to let you starve. Like they absolutely will not let that happen. So unless they must be saying something like, "Well, you're not going to get anything until when this is done. Maybe you'll get something," and so maybe it's the fear, or like the threat of having no food. But I do think that it's a bit broken in the sense that they're not going to let you survive, unless you sign something I don't know about when you sign all those waivers. Like maybe it's like, "Hey, if you die of starvation, this is not our problem. You signed up for the show."
I can just picture people at a camp, like almost on the brink of death, and the producer's just like, "Well, guess you should have won that challenge yesterday, or you wouldn't be in this predicament." Sorry.
I mean,
maybe
it is wild.
Just gonna say maybe the island though has a lot of coconuts, a lot of like other fruits potentially. So maybe they want them to forage for stuff. Not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. And Chantel, it's such a weird direction that they went, because I feel like that last summer, like when Big Brother came back, people were like on Twitter, like, do you really think it's a good idea to be like only giving people slop during a pandemic? Survivor's just like let's punish them more than ever.
Well, I think it's probably because like with the shorter season, they won't have like the hunger pains that would come after not eating for 2.5 weeks or not eating a lot. And so maybe they're just trying to expedite that hunger part of the Survivor experience so that it's a little bit similar to previous seasons with it being shorter. So I'm sure they're going to get food. They'll probably get it at the first reward challenge, and it will probably be rationed depending on how well you do. I agree.
Yeah, Jason, to me, it's also like, I don't know what it buys anybody to like really like deprive the contestants. Like, I feel like that you want them to be energized. You want them to be hydrated. You like that otherwise, you just have like a bunch of people just like laying on the ground and like with no energy. It's hard to have a show if you don't have people that have some nourishment.
Yeah, I mean, rewatching some of the older seasons, it's like, did we get any enjoyment out of watching this? Out of watching people like, I'm so hungry, like I can't wait to, usually it's around the merge where they're waiting on the merge feast. Like, I'm so hungry, I can't wait to get that feast. Did we get enjoyment out of that? Like,
well, I just remember watching the first season though, and like, or the first few, and just being like, that was part of the Survivor experience, was not having food, having to either get your own food, having to build your own shelter. Like, I do feel that it's gotten a lot easier. And so I did like that people were taken out of their comfort and thrown onto an island where they had to survive literally. And so I did find that it was gratifying seeing people overcome, being like, okay, I don't care that I'm hungry, I'm still going to be triumphant. And so I think that is something that I do miss. I don't want people just laying down.
Did you hear that, people?
Do it anymore. Pardon?
Chantel loves to watch people be tortured. That's what I'm getting.
I like people overcoming torture.
I think that the show does also. I think that that's like the idea of what they're going for. So we'll see how much punishment they get, and really like, is that the monster? Like, is that like what it's the monster is of like that? There's no food.
I also wonder if they're gonna like have like, is there gonna be like hidden food depots? Like, I found a clue. It's to a bag of rice buried under buried in the sand or something. Like, I can get like some preserves, some peanut butter, like. A whole bag of this out there
duping
somewhere.
People for sure, like kind of like how they did with that. It was they thought it was an idol clue, but ended up being I can't remember how it all went down, but just like it wasn't what they thought it was, and it was just terrible that they found it. So I can see them being like, oh my god, I found an idol. And yes, you're right, Jason, it's a jar of peanut butter. Womp womp. Jason,
do you have a favorite so far of this new cast?
I think everyone loves Jairus. That's JD. That's one of the favorites. I don't know. I kind of liked Voce. Like, but, I think maybe he might be like the villain that we've kind of missed a little bit. Not a totally horrible person, but just someone that's very mischievous and maybe cutting behind the scenes.
And he name dropped you, Rob.
Yeah, he did. And David Bloomberg. I'm hoping he's going to be a little bit like a Spencer, where it's like that, like we like in the preseason of Cagayan, we're like who is this jackass? And it turned out that everybody liked him by the end. So I guess you have to see him in action.
I'm kind of excited to see Xander correct people as soon as he meets them. Like, just so you know, I'm not a dude. I'm not a dude, bro. I'm not a douche. Like, I know you might think that. Like, dude, I just met you 2 seconds ago. Like, I just want to let you know that you're gonna think this, but that's not true.
Chatele, too bad Frenchie couldn't have been on the season to meet Xander.
I mean, I would like to see Frenchie on like Survivor, I think, just because
Really?
the elements would just distract him from whatever game he was trying to play in the Big Brother house. Like, I think him needing to survive, it would just
To reach
bring
his
out a different
potential.
side of him, maybe more palatable.
It's
Mhm.
got a dadgum go.
Dag go.
All right, Jason, anything else going on?
No, man, I think I'm good. Thanks.
Okay. All right, Jason, I'll talk to you soon, okay?
All right.
All right, take care. Bye.
Yep.
All right, let me bring in. We talked to him last week. We had some technical difficulties. Big Gut is here. Okay, let's try this again. Big Gut,
Hey, Rob. Hey, Chantel.
how are
Hello.
you?
Good. Now that my reception's better now, so I'm good.
Yes. Last week we were trying to get through. You wanted to know about if there was going to be Edge of Extinction last week, right?
Yeah. That was my last question. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right. So, Big Gut, what's going on?
Nothing really. I go to work. I play games. I watch TV.
Now, what games do you play?
Call of Duty.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's intense, Call of Duty.
I mean, if you're not good at it, it is.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think I could play that.
It's easy for you.
Yeah. I mean, I played it before, so in my opinion, I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah.
I'm a Sim City kind of girl, so it's a little bit different than Call of Duty, I'd say.
Yeah. Not enough action for me when it comes to Sims.
Okay. All right. So, Big Gut, what do you want to talk about?
I want to know, do they were the contestants required to do a vaccine before they did the show?
So that's a good question. I actually don't think that they were, because I think that when they went to go film this season, I think they filmed this season in March. And so I don't think that everybody was eligible to have gotten the vaccine by the time they went out to go film season 41. It's possible that for season 42 they did, but I haven't ever heard anything official about that.
Oh, okay. I was just a little bit curious.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like, I think that like it would be a good question about like the crew and everything. I just don't know if everybody like they bring in people from all around the world. I get the sense that I don't think that they required vaccines because they had everybody do the 14-day quarantine. So I think that was basically that a lot of the Survivor crew is international. That they have like a lot of people from Australia that are on the the production crews and everything. So I think that they brought everybody in. I think that they did the 14-day quarantine, and then they basically had sort of just this bubble like they had for the NBA last season. And it's like, okay, once you're in the bubble, nobody comes in and nobody comes out.
Yeah, as far as I know, just from regular film and television stuff, this is within Canada, is that cast is not required to have had the vaccines. I believe that crew, though, it's part of their mandate that they need to be vaccinated, and so I would assume that would kind of go along with Survivor as well. So anybody that's part of the cast, so the contestants, I don't think that they would be mandatory, but I wouldn't be surprised if to be on the crew that would be a prerequisite. That'd be my guess.
What about season 42 and season 43?
Well, season 43 hasn't happened yet. I don't know if they're going to require it for season 43, but season 43 isn't going to film until probably, like, if they end up on the regular schedule, until March of 2022.
Okay.
So it's going to still be a little bit of a while before we get to season 43.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else going on, Big Gut?
I wish. But no.
Is that your Call of Duty name?
No. Actually, I picked this one because it sounded funny to me, I guess. So yeah, that's why I have this nickname right now.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, great to hear you. Yeah.
But I got a question for you, Rob.
Yes.
So since you're in North Carolina, are you a Panther fan now?
Wow, I should be after they beat my Jets on Sunday. But I feel like that the Panthers are easy for me to root for because they have my old quarterback and Robbie Anderson, who I love, and Matt Rule, who could have been the coach of the Jets. So that's an easy team to root for. So I could definitely see them as being my NFC team.
Okay.
I can't abandon the Jets.
By the way, I just saw your Heroes versus Villains on YouTube.
Yes.
Good job.
You watched the whole thing, or you saw that it was how long it was?
It was 6 hours, but yeah, I watched it all. I watched
2x speed?
Yeah, in regular speed. I saw your 40th one to your first one. Good job.
Yes.
Wow.
Thank you so much. And as far as the Heroes versus Villains, like great job to Shannon and Chappelle. Like good job to Rob staying awake.
Yeah,
that was really. That was like.
Were there intermissions?
We did take a
no.
break. We took, 3 hours in, we took a bathroom break.
Well, for me, I did six hours straight. For me.
Oh well,
Wow.
for me there was a bathroom break.
Yeah.
To everybody else, I never want to pry. Never ask the listeners about how many bathroom breaks they take. Yeah. Oh, Big Up, this is so nice to talk to you.
Yeah, it was nice talking to you guys too.
All right, take care. Okay.
Bye-bye.
You guys have a good day too.
All right.
Take care.
Bye. Okay, there you go. Let's say hi to Elisa. Is back. Elisa.
What up? Not too much. Can you hear me, by the way?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, I'm using a because I'm at work today.
Yeah, no problem. What's going on?
For sure. Not too much. Just a few more hours till I can leave, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I called in and I was thinking, man, I don't even know what questions I have, just because I don't even think there's been any new information since last week.
Mm-hmm.
But then when Randy Newpel released the latest the latest rankings, I was like, oh shoot, I might have some hot takes like towards this ranking.
Yes, please.
So, okay. I think this is going to be super controversial. I think that Heather is too low, who is like one of like the older women.
$1 person, yeah.
Yeah, I think she is too low. I think that Evie is too high.
Okay.
And I think Chantel is too low. I think Evie and Chantel should be the ones switching. Like, I think Chantel should be a $4 one.
So that was in the $3. Chantel was in the $3 tier. So she said that. I mean, I don't think that's too wild.
Yeah, that's not too wild, I guess.
Yeah.
But also, I have this thing where I think Xander is probably exactly where I would like rank him, but I have this weird gut feeling that I feel like Xander is going to be the young person that lasts the longest in this game.
Well, it's definitely possible that's the case. Like, I didn't love his interview, but I feel like
exactly.
He could be on a tribe that's like he's a young athletic guy. Like he could be like a person who is like leading his tribe to victories and might be around for a while.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing too. That even though my first impression of him wasn't too strong, he just seems like the type of profile that I feel like lasts at least the merge of the game and like lasts quite a bit.
Yeah. What do you think, Chantel?
I mean, I definitely can see him being very helpful towards his tribe. And so, like, I'm agreeing with you here with that. If he doesn't go to tribal, like, I think he could be safe, and then he might get to emerge, and then he might be able to just like slip by. So I could see him going far. I agree with both of you that it's a very big potential, and so he could be a good buy and stick around for a lot longer than his. I think he's a $2 guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a $2.
Would afford us. So yeah, I'll probably buy him. He sounds like a good buy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I don't know. I have to think this through a bit.
Good value.
I know.
I usually buy low, just so I'm not gonna buy all the big guns because, like, if we like them, that means they might be voted out really early. So
yeah, and I think the thing is, I think I would like go with more of like the values, just because like that we might know like who might perform in a typical season of Survivor, but I just think that with this new diverse cast, like I just kind of feel like that between that and the monster, and it was just like we have no idea how this season of Survivor is going to play out.
It's very true.
We think we might know about Survivor, we might not know anymore.
And like,
Yeah.
and Jeff is kind of teasing that, like, you don't know what's going to happen, and it's so, and everything's so new. And so I don't know if we can use our regular ranking and like understanding, like even like edits. Like I've already kind of mentioned that. Oh, Evie's in it a lot. I'm like, that could not even be a tell anymore. Like they might have completely changed everything up with their new filming style and the type of cast that they have, and wanting to introduce all these new things in. So I could see me being completely wrong with everything that I say. I have no idea.
I know.
I think I might just go with like the like shotgun spray of like a bunch of like $2 and $1 people.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna spread out as well. Though I think Ricard is probably my winner pick. Just off first impressions, Ricard's probably my winner pick. But I don't want to choose him because I don't want to jinx anything either.
Yeah, whoever I choose usually doesn't win. So
I know. So I have to, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's so hard to know. Like after the first episode, I think we're just gonna know so much more.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then I had one more question because Chantel's on the line.
Ooh.
And I don't know if we've ever done this podcast before, but do we know what the most successful Zodiac is for Survivor?
Oh wait, I was looking that up, and then I don't remember.
So I feel like that
was.
somebody brought that into the game with I don't know if it was Aubrey or
I think it's Capricorn. I think it's Capricorn is the most winningest Zodiac sign, if I'm remembering correctly. That's a Boston Rob is a Capricorn, but then oh my god, I had to look it up. I honestly was like, should I bring that in? And I'm like, nah, they're gonna be asking questions, like I don't need to go look at some astrology stuff. Let's see if I can find it now though.
I'm sure there's a Reddit post that has
it was Reddit that I saw this
at some point.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Okay. Survivor winners by zodiac sign. By the way, I got on Twitter, if people are interested, in the great Abstinensky gave me as I completed the top 40 season countdown, he did the 40 Survivor seasons by emoji.
Oh my god. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that if you want to check out Av's Twitter, that he ended up doing that. And I saw that was on Reddit as well today.
Okay. I'll definitely check that out. Also, while you're looking that up, I feel like a potential idea for a podcast is the best player of each state. I don't know if that's been done yet. But also, I feel like, it's one of those things where I feel like someone like Mike Bloom has to do it and present it to you. Like, I don't know. I feel like it would take quite a while if it was actually a discussion.
Okay, so let me see. Yeah, it looks like yes, Denise is a Capricorn, Boston Rob is a Capricorn, Ben is a Capricorn.
Okay.
And Adam is a Capricorn.
And then
Adam's a Capricorn?
Mm-hmm.
That's really okay. That's very surprising to me.
Season 40. That's just season 40.
Oh, okay, for sure.
Yeah.
I think there's a few Aquarius in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, who's Aquarius? Because I'm an Aquarius. Are you an Aquarius?
I'm an Aquarius. When's your birthday?
Yes, February 10th.
On January 25th. Like Alicia Keys, just saying.
Very nice.
Yeah. Has a Libra ever won Survivor?
I actually don't remember seeing that, but don't count me on that.
Mm-hmm.
Quote me on that. Sorry.
All right.
I'm sorry.
All right. That's interesting stuff. Elisa, anything else going on?
No, not too much. Also, I saw your broadcast on the Pittsburgh News, and that was very awesome. So congrats, Rob.
So I went to bed at like 3:30 last night, and then I was on. So I've been doing like some media hits to promote Survivor coming up and to talk about Rob's podcast. And so I was on the CBS 2. Like they had like a morning show that was on. It was called I forget what it was called. Heather and David were the hosts, and they were like So I was like on the Zoom call. Like I woke up at like 8:30 to go live for like 8:50, and I'm sitting there, and they like teased the show and like want to know all of the inside secrets of Survivor? A former castaway is here to reveal all. I was like, oh my God, what am I talking about? And then they did the segment, and they're like, oh, we wanted to ask you about all the secrets of Survivor, but we ran out of time, so we'll have to have you back another time. Like, I'm like, oh, thank God.
Oh, thank goodness.
It's like, I don't know what they wanted to know.
I know.
But it was wild when the way they teased the segment.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, now they really want to know the secrets. Well,
Yeah. What secrets? What do I know?
I know.
I played Survivor like 20 years ago. They actually like would bring us in a boat to tribal council.
Oh, that's very spicy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I found the list. I don't know if it's accurate. Obviously, I haven't double checked anything yet. But Capricorn definitely has the most people. For Libras, apparently Chris Underwood and Aris.
Oh,
and
the worst winner.
and Tommy and
Aris. Yeah, the like not much better. Yeah.
Oh my God.
For Aquarius, we have Jenna Marasco, Yule, Todd, and Kim Spradlin.
Okay.
That's good representation for Aquarius.
Those are pretty good winners.
That's excellent.
But yeah, for Capricorn, there's Tina Weston, Rob, Tom, Johnny Cochran, Denise, Adam, and Ben so far on that list. So
yeah,
they're the most winningest.
Okay.
And if we bring it over to Big Brother, we also have like Janelle's in there. She's also a Capricorn. And so like that kind of energy, like go get them, make things happen, get things done type.
Bye, bitches. Yeah.
Bye, bitches.
That's big. That's big Capricorn energy.
Yes, it is.
It's interesting because like the Capricorn energy that I'm used to, or the one, or like what I'm around the most, is the energy where like they like to keep to themselves a lot. I guess that's why I was a little surprised that like Adam's on the list, because like Adam's like one of the most sociable people. So, but also there's like different. I don't know. This isn't a Zodiac podcast, but it could definitely go there eventually.
Jenny, let's do one.
All right, Elisa, thank you so much. Okay.
Yes, thank you, Rob. Thank you, Chantel.
Right,
thank you.
All right.
Bye.
All right, Chantel, I have some breaking news. Sam Moore has sent me a link. He says Jeff Probst just put out a wild Twitter video. Okay, I thought we could look at it.
Yes.
Let's see. Well, let's watch this live. Okay. All right. So let's share the screen, and let's go ahead and bring this in. Okay. Let's get a little sloppy on the Survivor Q&A.
Loving it.
All right. Here is a tweet for Jeff Probst that says, "An all-new era of Survivor starts in 1 week. This season, I'm taking all you armchair players inside the game. Each week, I'll reveal a real situation from Survivor 41 and ask you, what would you do? Comment below, and then watch how the players handled it. You want to play? Here's a start." All right, Chantel.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, here we go. Here's Jeff.
All right, Survivor 41.
You hear him? You see him? Yeah.
Yeah.
These
You did a good
videos,
impersonation.
Like, have such a weird start. Like it's always like he's like waiting there and then just starts going. Okay.
All right, Survivor 41 premieres in 1 week next Wednesday night. And this season, we're going to be taking you inside the game a little bit more. We'll do that a few times during the season, and we'll do it every week right here by giving you a real game situation from this season and posing the question, what would you do? It's easy when you're on the couch, so imagine you're actually playing. All right, here's your first one. It's early in the game. You are selected to leave your camp and go somewhere else. And while you're away, you're given a shot to earn a secret advantage.
We were just talking about this.
He's hearing us.
Ben, that's why you couldn't sleep. Okay. All right. So your tribe is leaving and you have a shot to go get a secret advantage.
This is very common on Survivor, right? You know, when you go back, the players have been speculating about what happened. And when you tell them your version, they're going to be reading you, trying to determine if you're telling the truth or not. So what's the move? Do you tell them the whole truth and try to earn loyalty? Or do you withhold some of the information so you still have an advantage, but risk getting caught in a lie? By the way, saying it depends, that's not the spirit of this game. What would you do?
What is this? A test?
Well, you know what though? It's kind of is like, well, it depends. So, like it depends on my tribe. It
What are
depends
people
on
saying? I'm not
on
the
what
best
thing.
liar. To me, the trick is to lie about the minutia. Take the advantage, withhold the information. Okay. Look, maybe Jeff is like, maybe people won't be like mean to him on Twitter if he's like asking like pointed questions.
Yeah, I mean, I think he wants to get people involved, get people interactive on social media, get the hype going about Survivor. Because like that's not the only thing that he was saying. That is that the game within the game, or is the game within the game something else?
The game within the game.
So that's the game within the game.
That's not. I don't even think that's the game within the game.
Okay, so this is the adjacent game within the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chantal, can I tell you one other Jeff Probst story from this week where
absolutely
Dalton Ross had an article about how Mike White completely changed Survivor history again going into Survivor 41 because Jeff Probst had worked out like a whole different theme and system for Survivor 41. Survivor 41 originally they were going to go basically all in on fire tokens, and they were going to build a whole like economy around fire tokens, and it was going to cost you fire tokens to get a shelter and fire tokens for this and fire tokens. Everything was going to be commerce around fire tokens, and that's what Survivor 41 was going to be all about. And Jeff Probst pitched this whole thing to Mike White, who, according to Jeff in his interview with Dalton Ross, listened very politely, and then at the end of it said, yeah, you could do that, but is it fun? And Jeff said that once he heard Mike White say, is it fun? That's it. They took they were working on this for a year. They threw it out. They threw out their babies to say, that's it. Back to scratch. And they came up with this new season that's fun, dangerous fun, but it's all because of Mike White.
Wow. I mean, Mike White is very creative. He creates stories, and, you know, they are creating a TV show. So they want to have these stories of these people being told. And so if a storyteller that's a very proficient storyteller is asking,
he said, if one of the top storytellers in television thinks that this is bad, then it's bad.
Exactly. I mean, and this is like in workshopping things, you definitely want to ask those questions like, is this fun? Is it fun to watch? Is it fun for people to participate in? And if that's answers are no, then who is it really for? Like, why are we doing it? And so I'm happy that they scrapped it, because like maybe if they did a completely different game, like a Survivor, like, you know, 41B, and they had it being like, this is Survivor Community Island or whatever, like that could be interesting just to experiment. But for their proper normal season, I don't think that fire tokens community is really where it's at. So thank you, Mike White.
Thank you, Mike White. Again, that Mike White also told Jeff Probst that not to bring back Redemption Island in Survivor 29. So that he also is responsible for that. I mean, what they ended up doing in Survivor 29 was, you know, sort of like pointless. But Jeff Probst told Mike White about the Redemption Island in season 29, and he said he saw Mike White's face drop, and he knew they couldn't do Redemption Island ever again.
I mean, is Mike White on the production team? Like, how does he get like?
Well, I don't understand how he's such a confidant of like, let's bounce all these ideas off him, but then also let's put him on the show.
Right? And like, why don't you ask me, ask you? Like, we would
like, why don't you make him a producer?
I mean, maybe he's a secret producer. We don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, and I think that was even pre White Lotus. I mean, now post White Lotus. I mean, I think they're gonna like basically like bounce every idea off of Mike White.
I mean, it's a success and it's entertaining, and you know, he's doing something right. So I would probably be listening to him as well.
Did you watch that?
I've seen like I think the first 6 episodes. I was
only 6.
Oh, so then I haven't finished the last episode
Okay.
then,
All
and I
right.
didn't realize
Yes.
that it didn't have like 10.
Yes. Okay. All right. Let's say hi to Dylan. Dylan, you ready? Okay. Here comes Dylan. Dylan, how are you?
Hi, sorry you caught me. This is
Sorry, I caught you mid snack.
Mid chew.
Yes. Okay. Dylan, are you good? You want me to come back to you?
No, it's okay. I'm almost done.
Okay. Dylan, what's happening?
I just got off work. I just finished Taryn's update. Gotta get like right into this to call in.
Big Brother and Big Brother's only in hour 45 minutes.
Yeah. And I gotta study for an exam later. I'm packed.
Oh my god. Oh my god. It's not the exam that Jeff Probst put on Twitter, right?
I wish I would do good on that one.
Yeah, what would you
not
do?
My math exam.
What
though.
would you do, Dylan?
What was the question even again?
if that you had a chance to go look for an advantage, and then the whole tribe is like, well, where were you, Dylan?
Of course I wouldn't. You have to like fitting in is the most important thing in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. All right. So Dylan, what's going on?
I just wanted to know like your thoughts on the like the promo and the first look that dropped, because like they had some weird stuff that was like going on in there.
So tell me, but I don't think I had a chance to look at it. I heard about it. It was on during Big Brother the other night, but I had been behind on like I started Big Brother a little bit late, so I think I skipped the commercials.
It was like they had like the first look and like sorry, stuttering. But they had the first look, and then they had like confessionals, and then they had they had like some weird like dropping like a little square token thing into like a hole, and some weird like risk stuff. And I just wanted to like see your thoughts on it, basically.
A square token in the hole. Chatele, what do you think? Is there like a?
I don't remember. So, I mean, does that mean that there's going to be some sort of token thing that's going on? Like you can win a token for something? I don't know if I saw this or noticed this part. Is this the same one that said the game within the game?
Hold on. Sam sent me the link. Hold on. Yes. Let me see. Okay, let's look at it real quick. Is that okay, Dylan?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right, let's see if I can bring this up. Okay. All right. All right, Survivor 41 new promo. Okay. Let's put this on the stream, okay? And let's see. Let's go. Oh, I don't want to play it. I don't want to play it on a TV. Let's try this one. Okay. All right. Here we go. Let me know if you're not hearing this.
As Survivor enters its third decade, we're going to really lean into the fun in a few ways. We're going to start by bringing you inside the action. So at times, you'll know what's happening before the players know. You can play along, second guess, or just sit back and judge. And the survival element is going to be even more grueling because the players will start with a lot more obstacles and only minimal supplies. And the gameplay, well, that's going to be a lot more dangerous. Survivor 41 forces a relentless pace with risky advantages and potentially deadly twists. Plus, brutal.
Deadly twists! That doesn't sound too good. What are they doing? They lost their minds during COVID. Okay, all right. Let me see the rest of this. Okay, here's Ricard.
Blind sides, hidden idols, and everything else you love about Survivor. It's the same game, just a lot more difficult to win. And for all you junior Survivor players, this season there's a game within the game just for you.
Okay.
Maybe the best way to think of Survivor 41 is like the monster in a horror movie. Either you devour the monster or the monster will devour you. Survivor 41. It's harder, faster, and more fun. And this new game is a monster.
Chatele, I'm not a big horror movie buff, but is that usually what happens in these movies, that you have to devour the monster? I've never seen that before.
Sort of like there's different kind of tropes for sure, but like when there is like the big, like the boogeyman, the big monster, you usually run away for it, and then you gain your information, and then you are able to defeat the monster. So you are running away from it for a certain bit of time.
But devour the monster before the monster devours you.
I mean, they're hungry, right? So maybe this is just like taking it up a notch.
Yeah.
Eating.
Dylan, do you think that the deadly twist is like sort of like the Jamal thing of like you just like pull on the thing? It's like you're out of the game.
I hope not. I would cry.
Metaphorically, you're dead.
I hope that it's not like another co-wrong situation.
With lots of deadly twists around the corner.
Maybe it's like rattlesnakes. Like I don't know. I'm just trying to think like what could they do that they wouldn't actually kill somebody.
I hope they're not prepping us for someone to like be so malnourished that it's like a deadly thing. Like someone like
medevac.
Yeah.
Like Devin trudging along the beach in Heroes in 35.
So okay. Well, Dylan, thank you for pointing us to the promo.
One thing before I head off, the season 40, like the top 40 countdown has like, it's really meant a lot like to me, like in my life, because 2021 has been like a really like good year for me. And I listen to like the podcast as I drive, because I drive a lot, like, and when I drive, like I'm going to like good things to like see my girlfriend and stuff like that. So it's just like, I remember where I was for like every single like of the top 40, and they've just like meant a lot like in my life, and I'm going to remember them for the rest of my life.
Wow, Dylan, that's incredible. Yeah. And Chantel got it started.
And same with the Big Brother stuff too, because I remember, because I watch every single thing, like literally every single thing that you guys put out.
Yeah.
So like it means a lot. Like it means a lot that you guys do this, and you put in like so much hard work to do it.
Well, Dylan, that really means a lot. That we don't hear stuff like that all the time. So that makes it really special. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, of course. I'm big fans of both of you guys.
Thank you. We're fans of you.
Thank you so much, Dylan.
Okay. Yeah, have a great day.
All right, take care, and be careful of the monster out there. Okay. Okay. All right. Take care. Bye. That was so nice.
So sweet. Aw.
Yeah. Okay. Let's say hi to Solomon. Solomon, how are you, Solomon?
Yo. What's up?
What's going on?
I'm actually headed to the Windows party next week, Wednesday.
Oh, yes. Okay.
I'm gonna be meeting a lot of Survivor players. I've already met two. I met Missy and I met Rodney, because he's from Boston.
Missy and Rodney.
Yes. So I met two. So I'm like, wow. Now
who are you gonna meet that you're excited about for next week?
Wendell.
Yeah, Wendell.
Dean, because I played basketball growing up, so we have.
Okay.
Michelle will probably be the last one. Michelle. Because it's funny because like in Survivor, she's last 39 days, and like me after like 39 days, it's like, oh, I need a haircut or something. But then seeing her on the challenge, it's like, wow, Michelle, like you look really nice, not 39 days out. Like, wow, like. So yes, Michelle, Dean, everyone, Lauren, Aaron, everyone.
Yeah. Bryce, sure.
Yes.
Okay. So Solomon, what's new?
I mean, Survivor 41 is coming up.
1 week.
Yeah, and I'm watching a lot of these pre-game like interviews and stuff, and I was a little hurt that no one really brought up your name for like players they want to play like. Like now, Todd's the new it guy, and I was like, you know what? I feel like
but nobody ever talks about me in terms of who they want to play like. That's fine.
I would, Rob.
Thank you, Solomon.
You have my word.
Fine. If they listen to Rob as a podcast, so that's the nice thing about Survivor, because Chatele, every year I get at least I get 18 new listeners to the podcast.
Aw, 18. That's great. Though it's like they do end up referencing you in a different way. My mom still talks about you. Like,
make sure that I don't say anything bad about them.
You're always very kind and very good.
Say, oh, you didn't even. I feel like you didn't even talk about any of my good moves.
True.
I will
sometimes
for sure
they do
bring
complain, of course.
Because everyone's bringing up Todd. I feel like it's either it's like because he wasn't on a Winners at War, they're low-key trying to keep his name alive, or B, because everyone's like, everyone knows the game. Like everyone, has been in quarantine watching it, so they know like how good of a player he is. So maybe that's why they brought up Todd. But I mean
Todd's no slouch.
Todd's one of the best, but usually people, for girls, they'll say they want to play like Kim, or guys, you'll usually hear Boston Robbie usually. But to see Todd get thrown out a lot, I was like, good for Todd. Let's give Todd his flowers.
Certainly. Solomon, do you know Megan in the chat?
Wait, Megan, like Megan?
I don't know Megan. No.
Depending on the last name, what's the last name?
Megan B.
Not by name. I'm from Boston. If that Megan B, no.
Megan B. I don't want that. Megan B. Says, give my number to Solomon. Virtual hug.
You see,
yes.
That's when you're a Cancer, people just feel the energy. It's the water sign. People just feel it. Chantel, do you have any tips on it being a Cancer and how to go about life as a Cancer?
Definitely find someone that's grounded. So you want someone probably that's a Capricorn or a Taurus or a Virgo. You're going to probably match really well with, because your girls both, like with earth and water, they go really well together. So you want someone a little bit grounded that allows you to be emotional, but doesn't want you to stop being emotional.
This is like a therapy for me. Like I feel like I always come here to think of a question to ask, but I leave like therapy.
Yeah.
Happy to help.
That's why I didn't mean to put you on the spot, Megan.
Well, I am single, Rob.
Sorry,
I mean, for survivor purposes, when I get on the show eventually, I do want to go in as single, but it's okay. I am single.
Yeah. Okay. So Solomon, what else is going on?
I mean, when Jeff says the game within the game, what's sort of the payoff? Because when we watch the intro, is that his name Jairus, or I don't know how to say his name.
I'm not sure if it's Jairus or Jairus, but I think he goes by JD.
So of course, the first thing he says is that I was born after Survivor. That's something that Jeff wants to say. Like he wants to get that off. So I'm wondering, with the game within the game, like what's the payoff that he's looking for with
I think it's to get kids to watch the show. Chatele, do you know about the game within the game?
Well, yeah, he talks about the youth watching. And I was like, okay, so he's looking to get people that are, 15, 16, 17, get them excited and participating in Survivor, so that when they turn, I don't know if it's 18 or 19, that they will want to apply and play. And so he's been wanting to do this youthful season, for years now. And so maybe this is to see if there's a lot of response, to see whether they can do another season with just kids. And then also, though, for if kids to...
Look, stop. You can't try to make more. There be more kids on the show and also have deadly... Like this is a horror movie.
I think Jeff is really waiting for when one of those kids at the live reunions who sign who he thinks is gonna win. He's just waiting to use that clip whenever one of those kids is old enough to go on Survivor. He's waiting for that. I'm
surprised it hasn't happened yet, Solomon. Hey,
maybe for 41 or 42 it will. He's just waiting for it. But I just didn't understand what's the game within the game. But hey, it's Jeff. There's a lot going on, so. I'm very happy. Next week I'll be in New York and I'll meet some more Survivor players.
Okay. So fun. All right. Well, Solomon, great to catch up. Okay.
We will talk soon. Thank you, guys.
All right. Take care. Bye. All right. Then let's see. Okay. Let me bring in. Okay. Pastor Paul is wants to join the conversation. Okay. Let's try this. Okay. Pastor Paul, are you there? Oh, okay. I don't know. I think that's Pastor Paul was
it was extracurricular activities.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to Joe. Joe. How you doing, Joe?
I'm doing well. That was a little unexpected.
We got pastored.
That we did.
Yeah. It's a first.
How you guys doing?
Yeah, doing good, doing well, Joe.
Good. How about you, Chantel?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Good. Pleasure to get to finally talk to you.
Yay.
Okay.
So, Rob, you'll be happy to know I'm keeping it on topic this time.
Oh, okay, good.
No Amazing Race questions. We're good.
That's good.
It's Survivor.
Yes.
But no. I actually have two questions. first being, I haven't had the chance to listen to your 7-hour Heroes versus
I only
Villains
put it out
podcast.
this morning. Like it's fine. That's fine, Joe. There's no.
He just
no
finished
due
it.
date.
Are you trying to kill us over here?
No.
Good Lord,
No
man!
dangerous fun
what,
here
I mean,
on the
what are you
podcast.
gonna do? One of these days, Rob, you're gonna have a podcast that's longer than a Survivor season.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
But no, but actually, what I was gonna ask you was on your updated take, because I know when I last talked to you about Heroes versus Villains, I made the pitch that it's kind of overrated.
Yeah.
And what are your thoughts now, having rewatched it?
So I don't think it was too overrated. I felt like that the first 11 episodes really threw the Amanda boot. I feel like it just like hits and hits and hits. I feel like that the home stretch, maybe like the last quarter, is just okay. But I kind of feel like that there's no perfect Survivor season.
I don't know about that.
Yes, do you think there is a perfect? I don't know about that. What is there a perfect Survivor season?
I didn't even realize I was making a Sandra.
Mm-hmm.
That was not intentional. Trust me.
Yeah.
But no, I think, I mean, it's because I know the last time I talked to you, I've shuffled my rankings a little bit, thinking about it some more.
Yeah.
I previously had Pearl Islands at number 1, but I gotta give it to Kagayan. I mean, it's as close to perfect as a season has ever been.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because again, like I talked about the last time, Heroes versus Villains, it has the Russell factor that by the end of it, I'm just like, okay, enough.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember in the summer of 2010 when the Survivor Redemption Island rumors started swirling about him and Rob coming back. I'm like, you know.
Yeah. Chatele,
But,
can I ask you what do you have as number 1?
I don't remember all of them. I thought I was gonna watch all of them back and be like, yes, I'm gonna be watching these alongside with you. And I was like, oh,
No,
okay,
I mean it's just too much going on with Big
well,
Brother.
I do know this. One thing I will never waver on again. Worst season ever, and I hope like hell we never touch this in a future season, but it's Thailand. There's just nothing, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like that was the
Because Island of the Idols, despite
it had some good moments and good characters for sure.
Yeah.
Which one's Thailand again?
Hey, you know what? Here's my advice to
yeah.
people who want to watch or rewatch Island of the Idols if they ever do.
Yeah,
just skip the merge episode.
Right.
Skip the merge.
You can skip that.
You know what? Just skip it. You'll be
what
fine.
I said about Thailand, which I believe came in 38 in the rankings, I said that Survivor Thailand combines the boring gameplay of Redemption Island.
It was even more boring because
with the
Brian
inappropriate
Heidick
moments from season 4, season 39.
Well, it was even more boring gameplay than Redemption Island because at least Redemption Island had the first 3 episodes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I still think that was the best first tribal council ever.
Yeah.
And
I
also,
still
think that holds up.
Yeah, Redemption Island still had like even though Boston Rob had it, like there still like was the possibility of Redemption Island like really
exactly.
Like,
we didn't know when watching it in the real time. Could Matt come back and win? Could Mike come back and win?
Yeah.
You know.
So
like I mean, because I know at the time, and I think this is pretty accurate, that our thought process as a fan base was if Matt or Mike can somehow get back in and make it to Final 3, they're probably a lock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To win it. Unless they're up against Rob, and even then again, I don't know how either one of them would have gotten to Final 3 with Rob, quite frankly. Yeah. I think they would have had to take Rob out to make that happen. But
I mean, Kagian at 2 or at 1 is not crazy.
No, it's not. I mean, again, it's not perfect. Like you said, there's no such thing, but it's as close to perfect as you're ever going to get.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
the Brains tribe. The fact that Garrett went out second with an idol in his pocket over the girl who threw out the freaking rice hours before tribal.
Yeah.
Like, that is still one of the all-time, what the hell just happened?
But I think I would have needed an Aubrey win there for it to be higher rated for me. Because
Aubrey was wrong.
Oh, am I mistaking what you're talking about? Sorry.
Cagayan.
Cagayan.
Oh, Tony.
The other Brains versus Blonde versus Beauty.
Okay.
But no, and and I know we gave we all gave high praise to Tony during Winners at War for that Sophie move. But to me, his best move in his Survivor career is still getting Wu to take him to final. Because for one thing, he's not even on Winners at War if not for that. I mean, sure, he probably takes Wu's spot on Second Chance and then probably flames out similarly to he did in Game Changers, but so he wouldn't even be on Winners at War, number one, if not for that. In all likelihood. Like, I mean, and the fact that was Wu knew it was a bad idea. Like, he was telling us in confessional how bad of an idea this was, and he still did it. Even Tony, when he was making his pitch, said in confessional, "I wouldn't believe it. I'd take Cass." Tony wasn't even buying it. It's what he was selling. Like,
hey, that's why he's that's
why he's the GOAT.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know he doesn't like to be called that, but I'm going to call him that because he is. But I mean, yeah, it's as close to a perfect season as we're ever going to get, I feel.
Okay.
I'd be happy to be proven wrong and have a future season top.
Imagine season 41 is the best of all time, Chatele.
I mean, I'm really interested to see how it goes, just because like it's a new configuration of players, and I think just we haven't seen it in so long that these people are just been like waiting to play, and so hopefully, we get like a new style of gameplay, a new style of winner, and somebody that's like their own type of winner. Like they're not like, oh, they played like so and so. No, it's like they played like XYZ.
Well, I am intrigued by 41. But I hate to say this, but I do think Survivor's best days are unfortunately behind them.
Joe, we don't know.
Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
What if there's 40 more seasons?
Yeah,
like,
this is Survivor 2.0
Jeff Probst will be what, 80 years old?
Maybe I don't know. Who knows? Maybe the future of Survivor ends up not with Jeff Probst.
Well, then who? Okay, you can't replace Jeff. As much as he drives me crazy sometimes, that's like replacing. I mean, there may come a day when they have to, much like this. What I was about to say, but he's like Alex Trebek at this point.
Well, I hope that it's not. Same.
Except for that last part, okay?
Rob, I think you could replace Jeff Probst.
No, they would get a real. They would get a real TV host. There's lots of.
Wouldn't have. I don't think they would have a former player. I as much as.
Yeah, I don't think it would be a former player. And
especially because here's the thing: if they at some point have a former player take over for Jeff. You got to think that they're going to go for one of the big names, and then by proxy, if they become involved with the show's production, they're probably not going to be able to play again after that.
I think it'll be sort of like when Bob Barker walked away from The Price is Right, that they brought in Drew Carey, like an established host to take over. Like they're not going to turn it over to like an amateur. Maybe the one person I think that they could do it. I think my pick would be Andrea
Balky.
Yeah, she's a host. She's a beloved figure. I think that it would be amazing to see a woman host Survivor. None of the international seasons have had a woman host. Andrea loves Survivor, so she you know what?
I like that idea actually.
Would she wear khaki shorts as well?
Oh, definitely.
And like the button-up shirt.
Yeah. So,
Hey, let's not go steal Jeff's look.
That's exactly what I
Wear
wanted
something
to.
like
I
a
wanted to
jungle
wear Jeff's look.
cruisy. Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
So that's
But
just like
no,
if there was, I think she'd
no,
be
I
has the
suspect
chops.
more likely scenario is that Survivor only ends when Jeff decides to hang up the khakis and the button.
Yeah, too much money to be made, Joe. Like he doesn't. Like he doesn't own the show. Like I just think that
Which,
the
by the
rights
way,
are-
do we know that? I mean, I've always assumed this was going to be the case going forward, but do we know for sure that it's back to a $1 million?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they haven't said anything about it. It's $2
I
million.
mean, I would think
Yeah.
that, but I got the impression even at the time that was for the winners.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
But yeah. But no,
right.
my only other question, and this is something I've been suspecting for a while, Rob. So
Yes?
you know what? You can just be honest with me at this
Okay,
point if
Joe.
I'm right. I just be honest with me. I can handle it.
Okay.
Is TEOS dead?
I don't think that Josh wants to do another volume of TEOS, and I think it definitely got sidetracked with the top 40 countdown. But I'm definitely open to doing the fourth
You
volume.
can't
I
do
just
it
think
without Josh. That's the
no.
thing.
Well,
He's
then,
such an integral
it
part.
might be
of it.
dead then, Joe.
Well, you know what? That's okay. That's
Yeah.
okay. Like I
Yeah.
said, especially when you announced the top 40 countdown, I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
this
Josh
our
is never going to
replacement
do
for
another
TEOS. I got it.
TEOS volume unless he has a radical change of heart at some point. But
Well, you know what? He's doing great things over there at
sure.
post-show recaps, so I can't blame him.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of work.
I think a few more years have to, especially with doing the top 40 counts. I think a few more years have to pass
Just
on
tell me
before.
you've still got your notes ready in case you want to do it, so you don't have to rewatch.
I would no. My notes for TEOS are far more extensive than they are for this type of podcast.
Gotcha. Which,
Okay.
Rob, by the way,
yes, Joe.
how long did TEOS take you guys?
Like a year
About
and a
a
half.
year?
Yeah.
Well, you smashed that record. You watched all 40 seasons in what, 8 months now?
Yeah, impressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'll admit I have not kept up with watching every season. I tried in the beginning, but along the way, I figured out.
Joe, they're there for you whenever you want them.
Yeah. Well, there's also some seasons I don't really particularly want to rewatch anyway. But
okay. Rob did it for you.
We did it for
no,
yeah.
But no, I think Kageon number one. Hope I'm wrong, but I don't think it's getting topped.
Okay. All right, Joe. Thank you so much.
Can't go wrong with the top four. That's my take.
Yeah, that's yes. I think there's a big drop off after number 4.
If you could put these top 4 seasons in any order, and there you go. At that point, you're talking the best of the best. Like,
yeah,
I think there's a definitive top 4, and how you rank them is very subjective. But I think if you just look at it objectively, they are the 4 best seasons of Survivor, and it's not really close.
All right, Joe, thank you so much. Okay.
All right.
Thank you. You guys Take care.
A good one.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, Chantel. Well, thank you so much. This was so fun today.
So fun. I definitely like, hearing more about the thoughts about this season. It's getting me hyped up, getting me excited for all the coverage and talking about Survivor with you guys. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. Well, Chantel is a reality TV expert. Chantel is live streaming all the time. Chantel, where can people hear more from you?
I'll be online for the rest of this evening on my YouTube channel, Reality Realness, with 3 S's. We'll do some Big Brother talking and some the challenge talking later on tonight. So definitely.
So are those on at the same time?
Yes, it's very irritating that everything.
Will you have 2 screens up and then you talk about both of them?
So what I have been doing, which has been really frustrating, I'm like, why would they do the same, umbrella of a family with CBS and MTV and Viacom? They all merged. So like, why are they doing this to us? So I watched Big Brother at 8 and I watched the challenge during the commercials. And then I podcast about Big Brother. And then I watch the rest of the challenge, and then I podcast the challenge.
Okay. That's very impressive, Chatele.
It's hard. I'm like, okay, Big Brother's almost over. I got to do this for 2 more weeks, and then like I can just do Survivor on Thursdays instead. That's probably what I'll do.
Okay. All right, Chatele, thank you so much for being here with us. We are going to be live with the Survivor Know-It-All, so 1 week from tonight as we kick off a Survivor season. That there's actually going to be Big Brother next Wednesday also. I believe the plan is 2 hours Survivor. We'll be live with Survivor Know-It-Alls, and then Taryn will have a Big Brother recap after Survivor Know-It-Alls coming up on next Wednesday night. So we have a lot of scheduling to figure out for the next back half of September.
Yeah, because like the episode, I don't think it's airing until like 10 p.m. And so
10 p.m. episode, and then Taryn is going to be on with a recap at like 11:15, 11:30, but depending on when Survivor Know-It-Alls wraps up.
Gotcha. Well, I'll be watching it all. I don't know how I'm gonna watch it all, but I will.
Yeah, it'll be late night. So we've got it all coming up here on next Wednesday. And then we also have so much going on with Big Brother this week coming up. We will have our Big Brother, our Survivor 41 patron Q&A. It won't be on Wednesdays once the season starts. I got to figure out the right day of the week to take questions from the patrons. Maybe Friday afternoon, early evening. Let's see. We'll figure it out as we get a little bit closer. But thank you all so much for joining us. Take care, everybody. Have a good one.